Marty Necas had a 4-point night tonight. Now, in a normal season, that might be something that happens maybe one more time this year. The Avs have had that happen 5 times so far this season, and all in unique games, too. McKinnon has done it twice, obviously Necas tonight. Makar has done it, and Victor Olofsson has done it. Yeah, the Avs might be a problem. Avs win over the Buffalo Sabres 6-3. I don't know that the Avs have ever had a team with this level of scoring depth. Obviously, they were incredibly deep in 22 in their cup run, and I don't want to take that away from them. But the Avs are averaging over 4 goals a game right now, and there's actually a decent amount of stats that say that's somewhat sustainable. For the record, in 2022, the Avs were averaging under 3.5 goals per game at that point in the season that we are now, and ended the season about 3 3/4. So we're starting to pick up on data that the Avs might be better offensively as far as top to bottom as a team than they were in their cup run. They just dropped 6 goals in this game without Val Nichushkin. Multiple goals from their first and second lines in this game. And a good party is a party that starts early. Marty, for the 3rd time this year, scores in the first minute of a game. A breakout pass gets away from Buffalo here, and the Avs are going to immediately punish them. Taves goes back to collects, just a cute little chip up the wall to Makar, nothing fancy. But Makar doesn't really get challenged here, and you can see Buffalo doesn't really defend very well. An open lane all the way up the ice. Makar hits it perfectly, hits Marty Necas in stride for a clean breakaway because Buffalo's asleep, and Necas roofs it. Hey, Buffalo, I don't know if you know this, but you might not want to give Cale Makar the puck with no pressure in an open passing lane. He's gonna do that to you. It's a great finish from Necas as well, and the Avs are off and running. I was hopeful that we would see the Avs get ahead and stay ahead and look good through this game, with Buffalo being on the second game of a back-to-back. If the early lead struck for the Avs, you would have liked that to stick. That hope grew a lot when the Avs strike again 6 minutes into the game. Doesn't get a point on this play, but this type of play is exactly what the Avs missed with Sam Girard. He collects a puck in the neutral zone, and it's a little bit of an awkward spot where Girard has to retreat and avoid this forecheck to get the Avs going the right direction, and he does so perfectly. He looks off and sees Malinsky's covered too, so he uses his legs to put himself into space. Not quite a full spinny boy tornado, but opens up a ton of room for himself to work and for the Avs to reset their breakout and get everyone going the right direction. And as the Sabres forecheck falls off, he then goes to his partner, who now has all the space in the world to work with, and Malinsky takes advantage of that. Firstly, getting through the neutral zone, but then getting up to the blue line with a nice pass for the breakout to click easily. Necas now working along the boards. We see the Avs love to try this pass to the middle man quite often, or even through all the way to McKinnon on the backside here, and that's a good play. I don't hate it, but they keep it simple tonight. They go back to Sam Malinsky. Malinsky doesn't hesitate. He shoots this puck on net, and when the rebound springs out, Artturi Lehkonen, the goodest, strongest stick in the league, he gets to rebounds, and he scores goals. I do think something has shifted a little bit in the Avs play, and a lot of that is centering around Artturi Lehkonen right now, but it's also coming through with a few other players like Gabe Landeskog, and that is the fact that the Avs have realized they can shoot, not necessarily to score, but to create rebounds and then capitalize on that opportunity. Lehkonen has been nails for them in that net front area as of late, and it's good to see him get on the board again. It's incredible to see the difference between playoff teams and not playoff teams when it comes to defensive structure. These weaker teams this year with their defensive side, you've watched the Avs completely dismantle offensively, at times making it look like a joke to score on them. Whereas the better teams, the Avs do have to grind it out, and they've shown they're able to do that, but this game was not that. This is after all the first period though, so the Avs can't just cruise to a victory from the word jump. No, they do make things hard on themselves again, and the ex-player curse is ever present. Drury gonna go in behind his own net to Malinsky here, and Malinsky is able to get clean possession. This is a pretty poor clearing attempt that maybe the Avs avoid this problem if that puck gets cleared and they don't end up in trouble. As Buffalo collects, this is not a complicated play. A weak shot comes through all the way to Blackwood. It is a bit screened, but Blackwood clearly receives this one in the chest, and it should be locked up. That should be a frozen puck every single time. It somehow finds its way out of Blackwood's grasp onto the ice and stays loose. It's a nice read from Tage Thompson to be there, be strong, and get this puck to a dangerous area, which allows for a tap-in off a puck that never should have been there. I can live in a world where that's a little bit weak defensively, wanting your defenseman to do a better job of collecting that rebound and getting it out of danger, but if we're being honest about it, That's a puck that Mackenzie Blackwood has to smother. There should never have been a rebound there in the first place. I'd be more disappointed about that goal if I had time for it to settle in, but just 2 minutes later, the Avs are scoring again. Chaos can turn into danger in the blink of an eye. A flipped out puck from Buffalo is read well. Girard in the neutral zone able to collect this. This puck ends up ricocheting off of his own teammate, but it works out as the Avs just continue the breakout clean, getting it up and into the zone quickly, and just from there, the play goes crazy. Brindley, great job to get this pass through cleanly to Ross Colton, and while the Avs thrive in a world of stretch passes and playing through their defense, sometimes the best pass of the night is just a beautiful little read and a chip. Colton does not overthink this, does not overplay it. He just one-touches it through the man defending him to a Brock Nelson who has beat his man to the net front area, and Nelson is able to bury one for the Avs. This is A++ work from your second line. With no Val Nichushkin in, a step up from Brock Nelson and Ross Colton is necessary. You get that here, and you're also getting Gavin Brindley integrated into that line. The Avs have really wanted some increased production from Brock Nelson, but now it's necessary without Nichushkin. Colton's production has honestly been solid for a guy you would probably consider more of a middle six forward than a true second line guy, so we're happy there, but great to see him connect with Brock in a way that feels like you can continue to work them together. And Brock, with 3 shots on goal, is one of those guys who feels like he's leaning into the shooting a little bit more. Just the second time this season Brock has hit 3 shots in a game. He has to shoot. The Avs need him to be a goal scorer. About that, this first period was really weird. Both teams only notched 6 shots on goal in the period. The Avs would score 3 times on those 6 shots, and Buffalo would score twice. We'll get to that second goal in a second. So a place where there were a lot of missed nets. The Avs actually attempted 24 shots in the period. They just only hit the net 6 times. Very high scoring, pretty high octane, just kind of weird that so few shots actually went on net. And while the Avs would win the period, they do find a way for a first period to leave a bit of a sour taste in your mouth. When you score 3 and only win a period by 1, you can do better. Nothing special on the breakout here for Buffalo. They get the neutral zone and do go cross ice, and the Avs kind of get a little bit sloppy here. The back check isn't the best. This is probably supposed to be Colton's guy, but Brindley's also kind of checking him, and neither of them do a great job on tracking and getting in deep effectively. As you can see, Colton whips on a puck there. So you don't love that this chance gets given up in the first place, but again, Blackwood is dead square to that, and it still just gets through him. This was not the game we were hoping for from Mackenzie Blackwood here. An easy team on a Sega Baba night. You wanted Blackwood to look the best of the 3 games he's played so far this season. And certainly through the first half of this game, it's probably the worst he's looked. Those first 2 goals both just should not be going in on a quality NHL goaltender. The good news is it ended up not mattering tonight. Blackwood was better than the guys in the other nets, and he did enough to help the Avs win, especially later in the game. He made a couple of big saves when this game was close, and the Avs were able to close it out. Still doesn't feel like a step forward for him. He talked after the game. At this point, he feels good. He just needs more minutes to get in the groove. I would like the Avs to find him those minutes quickly, and I would like to get him back into form as soon as possible, because games like that will hurt the Avs eventually if they keep happening. The Avs could have scored a 4th goal in the first period too, though, with the last minute. Gabe Landeskog puts a puck in the back of the net, but it's Gabe Landeskog, so you know the Avs did something illegal. Jack Drury gets called for goalie interference on the play. I think it was up in the air. Ultimately, I don't mind that it was called goalie interference, but it's the NHL. It's a coin toss. You never know what you're going to get. The Avs challenge, it doesn't go their way. By the way, this is getting real old with Gabe Landeskog having goals called back. Eventually, you got to give him some. You get into the second period, and the second period was a little weird. 1, the Avs have to kill off multiple penalties, so maybe slowed their own momentum there a bit. But 2, at 5-on-5, Buffalo did almost nothing in this period. It wasn't super high octane from the Avs either, only 17 shot attempts, but they held Buffalo to 5. That's not shot on goal, that's shot attempts at 5-on-5, just 5 for Buffalo. Colorado's dominance in all facets of the game at even strength continues to be ridiculous. In total, Buffalo only mustered 21 shots in this game, despite trailing for the vast majority of it. The Avs put up 34, by the way. And I know Buffalo's a bad team. I know things are easier against a team like that. But night in and night out, the Avs are doing this to everybody. That doesn't stop them from giving up a goal to Buffalo's power play, though. Buffalo getting in on their power play and getting set up quickly along the far corner half wall area, and they don't really do anything fancy here. The Avs maybe get a little bit loose with their coverage, but it's really not that bad for a penalty kill. Tage Thompson steps out up towards the top of the circles, and this isn't the worst shot in the world to give up on a power play, but it's a good one-timer from Tage, and you can see Blackwood maybe just a hair slow getting over. He still gets a piece of this, but it goes in. That one is at least a dangerous shooter from a reasonably high danger play on a one-timer, so you understand it, but even Blackwood gets a good chunk of that one. We could really be talking about a game where all 3 goals in this one are one you want back from your goaltender, and the Avs still go on to win this game pretty handily. As if to prove that point and to back up their goaltender maybe not having their best night, the Avs regain that lead less than 90 seconds later. There's really very little of this play. Buffalo fumbling a puck along their own bench line. They dump it in, and the Avs quickly collect, and as they collect, Buffalo goes for a pretty lazy change. Quick, effective puck movement. Burns over to his partner. The Avs forwards are already starting to break out. Manson sees the ice and gets it up to Brindley quickly. Now Buffalo is chasing a little bit on the backside of this play, but the backside of this play isn't going to matter at all. Just enough of a gap for Brindley to get into the circles here, and he just puts the perfect shot on this puck and beats the goalie clean. Look, at this point, I have heaped praise on Brinkley for what feels like the entire season straight so far, and every time he gets an opportunity, he goes out and earns even more. This is exactly what he did tonight. He's just a juice lord. Every time you need the juice, go to Gavin Brindley and he'll give you something. No notes. He's a perfect player for what the Avs need this year. That would give the Avs the lead going into the third, and while the Avs would gear it down some, playing that smart, safe hockey with a lead in the third period, they would still ultimately outshoot Buffalo 16-7 in the period. Now, I do think a good portion of that is that the Avs' legs were still strong and Buffalo's absolutely went, but the Avs closed this one out, and they eventually get that insurance goal too, so you're not sweating it. Girard rims a puck. The Avs run their favorite breakout play, Necas off the wall, just a little touch to get him going, and somehow Buffalo gets caught by this. 57 minutes into this game, they still haven't figured out this default from the Avs, and it's a 2-on-1 for your top line. McKinnon opts to hold the puck a long way. Probably should have been a penalty call there, but it doesn't get called, and he just goes to work. Love this. We've seen some laziness this year from McKinnon, despite how good he's been. This one, he gets the puck, he works it, and he finds the play. It's not the cleanest, but doing that, that's how you lead by example. Necas is the man coming in. He's already scored one from this spot on a breakaway. He can do it in traffic, too. Hi, yes, hello. Who do you think is the best shooter on the Colorado Avalanche? If we're talking strictly this season, I think you genuinely could say Marty Necas, you genuinely could say Nathan MacKinnon, and you genuinely could say Victor Olofsson. It's not Gavin Brindley, but with the shot he had on his goal in this game, it could be for you on any given night. And yes, the Avs shooting percentage right now across especially these last 4 games is certainly unsustainable. But on a lot of nights, they don't have to. When they need to outscore their problems, they can. They also have won regularly 3-1, 4-1 this season. They just do it all so well, and they even get karma on their side in this one as the empty netter goes to Gabe Landeskog, a goal taken away, actually redeemed. The Avs have too many weapons this year. Victor Olofsson, who's been their best depth scorer, didn't even get a point tonight. Every single player on the Avs defense picked up an assist, and you could have had more goals. The Landy taken away goal, Sam Girard hit the post on a wide open net. The Avs actually are just this good sometimes. Again, they will have down games, but they can do this to any team on any given night. They proved it against Edmonton, New Jersey, this one against Buffalo. They can just dunk on teams. Very, very few concerns at this point. Bordering on none. You want Blackwood to play better, and that might be it, honestly. The Avs are a wagon, baby. It's that simple. We'll call it there. Thank you for watching this game video review. I am Rudo, and I may never shave again.